Welcome back. We are still talking some sports, but it's time to take it to the national level. And I tell you what, it's been a rough year for the Sixers so far.
It definitely has. It hasn't been the most memorable year for them, but they still have some young players that some fans are excited about. One of those players is now shelved for the rest of the season. Angela Santoro has more.
Thanks, guys. The Sixers could use all the help that they can get this season, but Friday night, it seemed that their luck had gotten worse. Their starting guard, Tony Wroten, has been ruled out for the remainder of the season with a torn ACL. I have ESPN Sixers beat reporter Derek Bodner on the phone. Thank you for joining us today, Derek. Do you think that his ACL tear could be in correlation to the previous knee injuries that he's had so far this season?
I mean, it seems very coincidental. The team officially is stating that it is not an injury that was building up, that it was a one-time event. With the fact that, he missed 6 games in November after injuring it. I believe it was against the Nets with the sprain. And then he missed the Heat game in December, and now he's missing this time now. It seems very coincidental, but the team's official stance is that it is not a cause of the injury from before.
And with injuries, usually you're going to see some roster changes. So do you think that they'll grab from the D-League or look elsewhere for a replacement?
Well, I think right now they're happy with Larry Drew II. He's been playing well and giving them a little bit of a stabilizing presence. There could be someone that you could see call up because of Roten's injury. Right now their roster is still at 15, but they could, if they see somebody who's working hard and they think can fit, certainly I think it's a possibility.
Well, given their roster right now, what do you see being the biggest issue for the Sixers offense moving forward without Wroten?
The worry is that Michael Carter-Williams will try to fill Tony Wroten's shoes. And Michael Carter-Williams is just not quite as good of a scorer. He's not as good of a driver. And I think if he tries to do that and take on that scoring responsibility, then, I think the offense could struggle even more than it has been. I think this is an offense that's going to struggle almost no matter what. They just don't have the offensive talent to really consistently perform at a high level. But I think the key is that neither Michael Carter-Williams or Larry Drew or anybody else on the roster tries to do what Tony Wroten did and try to fill that role.
Well, he certainly left some big shoes to fill in, Derek. Thank you for talking some Sixers with us today. Spencer, Trey, I think we honestly might see the Sixers struggle a little more than we have in the past. This is a huge loss for them.
That's not possible.
I was like, that might be the biggest statement that has anyone said on this show yet. I mean, they have been terrible, so if they can struggle worse than that, I don't know what it'll look like. But honestly, this is what they wanted. They wanted to be bad this year. They are achieving that. Everyone's going after Jahlil Okafor. I mean, this guy is unbelievable right now for Duke. And he's the kind of the talent that, he comes to a roster, he might turn them around in a hurry. And they're not that far away from finishing this rebuilding process, I think. So you get another couple pieces and you're ready to go. Yeah,
we knew the Sixers weren't contenders this year. We already knew that from the jump. Like you said, they may be playing for Okafor. We'll have to wait and see if they could get that essential #1 pick that they were looking for this year and last year.
That's true. So, it's going to take the first overall pick to get him, too. I mean, he is going top.
Oh,
so.
yeah.
Well, it's time for our last commercial break, but do not go anywhere because coming up next, it's time for the best 60 seconds in sports. That's right, our top plays are on the way.
I'm Jillian Petita from Stephen Decatur Girls Basketball Team, and you're watching Delmarva Sports Insider.